What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about the meta in Idle Heroes. I've been kind of playing a lot of different games and realized we haven't talked about this that often in Idle Heroes. I think it's pretty well established what the meta is, but talking about it before we completely destroy our account would be probably something worthwhile doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you guys are wondering what the meta is, what heroes we build for, and what reason, this is going to explain it here today. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. So if you are early game, mid game, late game, doesn't really matter what it is, there's typically one team that you always see, and it revolves, wait, not around this guy. I totally forgot our hero list has changed. It revolves around this man right here. And you know what? We're even going to hide the skin so you can see Lord of Fear Aspen in his true glory. This is the hero that just dominates the meta no matter where you are. And it really comes down to a couple factors here. Number one, if you're looking for a boss killer, Lord of Fear Aspen is king. Literally, Demon King's Might is a skill ability of his. It does extra damage against bosses and steals attack from them. You notice how it doesn't say for X number of rounds? That's because he continuously steals energy from the boss. So if you're getting an active skill off every single round, you're taking a lot of attack away from the boss, meaning they're dealing less damage. And then beyond that, well, Lord of Fear Aspen is ramping his damage up. He does have a decent amount of crowd control. It's not like a stun where they can't do anything. Fear is a very unique mechanic because, well, it basically makes the target not able to use basic attacks, but when you do get him sublimed out, he also has an effect, energy oscillation, that basically is like, you know, removing the damage or removing the energy as well as turning that energy into damage, which is a nice little bonus. And some of his sublimation is just absolutely amazing, such as inflicts fear to all targets. I think there's another one over here. Where is it? The third branch. I think it just might be on the skill itself. Whenever an enemy dies, you increase your crit damage and 100% chance to inflict fear on all enemies. This is also what makes him a very dangerous enemy to go up against in the game. So not only is he the main goal for, like, I'd probably say 90% of the player base, there is like some Patricia strategies, there's some Mockman strategies, but let's be honest, Aspen is the meta because he is just useful in so many game modes. Beyond that though, I think the main reason why he has kind of stood the test of time is because he has both Scarlet Queen Halora and Phantom Defier Elena as tenants, and these are two of the best support heroes in the game. If you don't know why we build Scarlet Queen Halora, well, that's because her Royal Guard ability is amazing. At the battle, all allies except for herself get Queen's Guard, increasing their all damage dealt by 24%. So that is a huge chunk of damage. There are some other benefits as well, like her Abyssal Corruption corrupts the enemy heroes, making them deal less crit damage as well as take additional crit damage from your allies. She also, later on, when you have her core or when you do Destiny Transition, she has a decent amount of healing, which is pretty solid, which works very well in tandem with Phantom Defier Elena because she also ends up being a healer, but beyond that, she has this mystical veil causing the target shadow lurk, which basically means every single layer gives them a 15% chance to dodge an attack. Dodge means nothing happens to them, and it is so strong. And the reason why this is so good is because even if you're only having one main householder on your account, which is Lord of Fear Aspen, you can still power up this Scarlet Queen Halora, and you can power up this Phantom Defier Elena, even with Destiny Transition, and just use them as support heroes, because guess what? Support heroes don't need to be in a home themselves. Now, the beauty of this strategy is after you get those first three Transcendence heroes set up and powered up, you have a lot of flexibility of what other heroes you put on your team, because as you guys know, there is a whole list of Transcendence heroes at this point that you can pick. There's a couple I really want to talk about though, as well as a couple other ones that are very niche depending on if you're going to go for it. The niche one I want to say is Therapist of Blood Betty. This hero you guys have probably seen us talk a bunch about over the months and maybe even year. No, not a year yet. It's been like 9 months, maybe less, that she's been out. But she's quickly become one of the best crowd controllers in the game. However, when you don't have her at least basic core giving her an additional chance to twine enemies, she does feel pretty lacking. So if you don't even have your noble core set up yet on your Lord of Fear Aspen, I would hold off on building Betty. But there are a couple other options that are really, really good. One of them is one of the older heroes. Where is she? Freya, Mystic Fairy Freya. She has the ability to essentially give bonus damage to poison enemies to your allies, mainly Lord of Fear Aspen. So if you really care about bossing and doing most damage in Star Expedition, stuff like that, Mystic Fairy Freya is a must. Beyond that, she has her Mirage Pollen, which again synergizes really well with Phantoms of Irelena because her basic and active attacks released by heroes that have that Mirage Pollen have a 35% chance to be dodged. So when you combine the both of them, your dodge chance to completely nullify any attack that the enemy is throwing your way is pretty good. Beyond that, too, Hyperspace Hunter Ilamok feels like it is a must nowadays because when an ally successfully blocks with him on the battlefield, they grant that ally a shield equal to 600% attack and gives them elegance, which basically means it heals them when that shield pops and it ends its use. That is the main use for Hyperspace Hunter Ilamok. He's like one of the best survivability support heroes in the game, and it's really, really strong. Besides that, that is the core damage dealer, Lord of Fear Aspen, with support. However, as you get further in the game and you want to focus somewhere like Void Campaign, Aspen a lot of times is not going to be enough to do it by himself. When you're ready to build that second Transcendence hero for damage dealing, Doom Terminator Vulcan is typically a nice 1-2 punch combo with Lord of Fear Aspen. So building your Doom Terminator Vulcan to get these crazy godly prowess active skills off and completely wreck the enemy team is really good. A less popular option, but still very good, is a Star Swordsman Machman. I personally have, he's fallen off. He's coming back from the meta. Him and Vulcan are very interchangeable because they do a very similar task. However, Star Swordsman Machman is more about round 1 damage. Lord of Fear, Doom Terminator Vulcan is more the next couple of rounds. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding between those. Or if you want to go for yet another support hero that can also dish out a decent amount of damage, Doppelganger Natalia is like hands down one of the tankiest heroes in the game. Doesn't even need to be a main homeowner or anything like that. And she's a tenant for a lot of good heroes as well. So keep her in mind. She is very, very good. The best part is her basic attacks are really, really awesome. Where is it here? The basic attack basically gives her and Lord of Fear Aspen a full shield bar when she uses a basic attack. So she's one that has a really solid basic attack beyond her active skill, being able to, you know, replicate attribute reduction effects on the enemies, all those fun things. She's really, really solid to add to your team. So let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to get back to the core of what we used to do on Idle Heroes, and I feel like we haven't been talking about as many guides or just the current meta of the actual game. We keep showing new endgame content, but sometimes reiterating and talking about what works best for a lot of players might help you guys out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.